Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Live. I got some really good stuff to cover. It just seems like every day I'm getting more and more bullish on crypto. I've been a bull now for years, but it's just like all the stuff that was like tinfoil hat, conspiracy, what ifs, these crazy fantasy dreams and partnerships, everything's happening right now. It seems like the end of this quarter, we're really lining up to have, I think, the biggest year ever in 2024. And then, who knows how long this bull run's going to stretch out. Could be extremely parabolic. A blow off top 2025 could be disappointing, or it could be the biggest bull run of all time. And this cycle, goes out and we have a bull run throughout 2025. But you got to be ready for everything. You got to be ready for the dips. You got to be ready for consolidations. You got to be ready for the FUD. And if you can do that, stay strong. You're going to crush it in this market. Because I really do think that people are going to be shocked at where some of these prices go this cycle. I think there's things that are lining up in the macro picture, as well as just with countries and the global economy. I feel like it's this whole globalist shift is starting to happen, and countries are going to be kind of on their own. And now that Russia, China, the United States, the United States government is the third biggest holder of Bitcoin in the world, I believe. And, that's going to be important. So as the bond market collapses, as things start to get crazy, I was listening to a interview that Trump was given today, and he was asked about the interest rates and what would he do if he was in charge right now. Would he demand the Fed lower rates? And he was just going on again about how he pressured the Fed so hard, and it was great to see them reduce rates before, and he'll most likely pressure them again. So I think as soon as a new president comes in, regardless of who it is, I think interest rates are going to get slashed immediately. I think it's going to happen even sooner. I think at some point next year, we're going to see a point taken right off. So what's that, like 6-8 months worth of raises this past year and a half are all going to get wiped away in one meeting. That's what I think. But, I'm not an economist. I'm just here trying to piece together all the information that comes across my plate. And, looking at the bubbles today, not much going on at all, except a couple percent here and there. Radix, one of the coins that I like, taking a huge dump. Might be time for me to re-enter. I sold my bag at like 6.5 cents around, it was in June, and sold it for some PRC-20's. I just figured right now I can't see this outperforming a lot of the DGen plays, and that ended up being a good play. But I really want to try to get into winners outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem. I want the winners in all the ecosystems, but that's not going to happen. But like Pokemon, we're going to try to catch them all. Catch all those winners. Hex G Unit, what up? What up? Russ, we're climbing the wall of worry. We are. But honestly, everything will be all right. Wag me. Bullish for XRP for real. Yeah, Cody, I can't wait. My boys were down at the proper party last week. And yeah, I pay attention to what's going on with XRP, with Ripple. It was what got me really back into crypto hard. I was XRP army all day. back in like 2020, but that's shifted. I still pay attention, but PulseChain is where it really is at. What up, Mobius? Davis, what up, my man? Clintrons, good day, good day. Good evening here in New York, 11 p.m. This is now the late show. Nakamoto Games. Yeah, I love it, Davis. We're gonna have a little bet. My pick is Altura, and Nakamoto is your choice, your pick here. We're gonna have a little friendly wager on whose coin does better this cycle. But I definitely need to get a bag in Nakamoto. I was slacking on that. Definitely slacking. I knew about it a while back, and I went with Altura and DeFi, and that was a regret. Nakamoto has just been beasting in the last year. Oh yeah, we're talking, if you had gotten in even in the summertime, at 23, 25, 30 cents even, you're more than doubled up. And the market cap now is still tiny. What are we at here? 127 fully diluted. So $51 million market cap. So even though you see this, you're like, damn, I missed out on a ton of gains. We're still so early. $50 million market cap. Almost everything was getting to $1 billion last cycle. Almost everything. So, that's another 20x from here up to there. But that's why I kind of like Altura a little more right now, because I missed a bubble there, or missed a boat with that one. Altura is still consolidating. It's still done well, considering. But, it still is up almost 100. Wow, it is up over 100. Holy shit. I didn't realize it dropped down under a penny. I got into it in like March. So, yeah, around 2 cents. Damn. But you can't win them all, honestly. Last cycle, DeFi did phenomenal. And sorry, I wasn't in Altura. I was in Illuvium last cycle. Sorry, not Altura. Altura came around this bear market when I was when you have nothing to do, everything's crashing. It's like, all right, I'm gonna start watching some gaming stuff, watch gaming streams, and see what are the players. So I was watching some like Alex Becker's stuff. I was watching some one of the guys on Crypto Banter, one of the altcoin guys. He does a lot with he likes Altura. He likes Yield Guild. He likes oh man, I can't remember the name of it. Not Yield Guild. Not you. Oh well, I'm drawing a blank right now, but I think gaming is going to be huge. It's going to be a big niche of the market next cycle. What up, Steven? Good to see you, my man. Long time no speak. Nakamoto Games. I just joined. Heard about this the other day. Yeah, bro. I think gaming is that's one of the niches that I'm really looking for. I'm really going after. I was kind of for my outside the Richard Hart portfolio, and I have my long-term IRA, which is Stellar, Hedera, Quant, XRP, Avalanche, Algorand, and then my liquid portfolio stuff. I like to stake, like my Casper. I have all staked out. My XRP Ledger stuff, my altcoins on Stellar, the altcoins on Hedera. So I like to keep the L1s in my long-term never touch, and then the high-risk altcoins kind of liquid. And those are the things that I just feel like you make the most off of. If you can hit on a couple altcoins, they just outperform so much of your portfolio. So it is high risk, high reward. That's why you can't just be going all in on these degen altcoins. I wouldn't even call them degen plays. They're just more high risk. There's tremendous downsides. If you get in at the wrong time, the markets can stay irrational for longer than you could stay solvent. So that's like I said, I'm trying to buy Komodo on PulseX for 2 days. Won't confirm in MetaMask. Other tokens work fine. Strange. So, Paul, why you got to go to PulseX, bro? I don't know. What is it? I've never heard of Kaimoto. So yeah, so here, so you got to go to PulseX and get it. So go copy the pair right here. This is deckscreener.com. Just go type in Kaimoto. It shows the pair down here. So Kaimoto, you copy that and then go to pulsex.com and go to the app. And then you want to paste it in here. And you paste it in there, and then you can swap. Vulcan Forged, yes, bro. I don't know. It's such a weird ticker. I don't know why Vulcan Forged. So we want to hear something funny. So with Vulcan Forged, I had it last cycle. I bought it at like $1.02. It ran up to like $50, something like that. And then I sacrificed it. I had it on Matic because I didn't want to buy it on Ethereum. It was way too expensive. I sacrificed it for PulseChain. And it was one of the coins that they weren't taking. So I didn't even look at it. I just sent it into the sacrifice wallet thinking nothing of it. So if you go and look at the SAC wallet, there's like 40 Vulcan Forged coins that I sent in that are still sitting in there. So, yup. That was great. And I still have not re-entered, but damn, they're like, this is the time right now. Like, I got to pull the trigger and get back into Vulcan Forged. Even though the inflation is the one problem with it, I just think the launch pads are going to be where it's at. I watched CDeFi last cycle, and the other launch pads really outperformed unless you were able to hit like Axie Infinity or that random game, Star Atlas or whatever. And it's just too risky for me. So, yeah. What up, Tin Top? Hey, my man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, bro, you might need to increase slippage if it's one of those if it's one of the tax tokens or anything, because I know with A1A and B1B, you got to set it to 4% for those coins. And Pulse Reflections. Shout out Zach. I was just looking at Pulse Reflections before I clicked live here. And I'm loving it, man. And the amount of dividends it pays every single day. And as I said that, it freaking dumps down 10%. But oh well. I mean, it's unsustainable when you get these little god candles like that. But I love Pulse Reflections now. It's one of my favorite altcoins on here. That's not like one of the blue chip copies on ETH. One of the day one projects that launched. So I'm a big fan now. And then A1A, B2B, and then SSH. This came on my radar a couple days ago, and it's like more than doubled up. I think I got it at like a penny or something like that, or like 1.2 cents. And I know if you I think you stake it and it pays you back HEX in dividends, but I'm not too sure. I saw on Twitter that just for holding it, that it pays you like Pulse Reflections, but I got to reach out to Chaos Chris, see what the dealio is, because I bought a bag of that. And it just keeps going up. This damn 1 minute chart. I swear, Alan keeps coming to my computer and putting the 1 minute charts on all these different coins. So when I pull them up here, it looks like I'm like a degen or something. But yeah, look at that chart. Whoop, pays you HEX for holding. Kaimoto's a 414 token. All right. Okay. So I was just listening to the B Roots, not the Shill Tank, but the Hodlnomics or Coach K. They're all in the chat right there on Twitter, and they were talking about Bullion was going crazy. How do you spell this shit? Oh, Kaimoto. Oh, it is a month old. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's just trending sideways. $5,000 in liquidity. I mean, honestly, it doesn't catch my eye. I don't know. There's so many tokens in that 414 wallet that you just got to pick a couple. And just looking at like what B2B's done, I got in at like 20 cents, and it's just a straight ladder up. And A1A is pretty much following the same path. And they're like a basket of all the 414 tokens pretty much. So you don't have to go after Kaimoto, Bullion, Teddy. I hold Teddy, though. Actually, that's one that I like for the meme coin reason. And I got my Philip Plein Teddy shirt on right here. So shout out to the Teddy D-gens out there. Yeah, I heard this. So yeah, I heard Bullion was going nuts in that chat. And yeah, I guess someone's just buying $1,000 clips or something. Damn. Yep, it is pretty much doubled up in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was yesterday. But yeah, these 414 things are going great. I love that you sacked a coin they weren't taking. Although I wish I know, Russ, right? I really didn't know that. I thought, all right, it's a freaking very popular coin. Why wouldn't they take it? And yeah, was I wrong? Especially on Matic too, because how much does it cost to swap it? On Polygon. But whatever. My Vulcan Forged, may it rest in peace there in the sacrifice wallet. At least we got a story to talk about, something to laugh at, and yeah, like a dumbass moment in history frozen on the blockchain right there. Exactly what not to do. For a future sacrifice, make sure you look and see what coins they are accepting before just sending them in. But I got what I deserved. What's up, Godfather J6? Appreciate you stopping in. And guys, Texan 2. Shout out to Rags. Texan had a freaking God pump today out of the blue. So someone was feeling Texanish today. And I mean, woo, blew that sucker right up. But I didn't take any profits. You ain't going to see me on here. My Texan is in my staker app. I'm holding it long term. I don't care. I bought my bag, sent it away, and that's how I handle 95% of my coins. I buy them and forget about them and just tuck them away. And so many people would benefit greatly from doing that. You don't sell thinking, oh, it's going to dump. And then you miss out. You buy back higher. I just did it the other day with a Troper P-Die. Sold on one of the tops at night. I was like, all right, in the morning, I got up, was busy in the morning, didn't open up my computer. By the time I got to it at like 11 o'clock, I missed out and had to buy in at like 10% higher than I sold the night before. So a lot of the time, just buying and just having another wallet to send stuff to and hold it over there is a great thing to do. So you have like all right, I bought this coin. I'm super bullish on it. And like, if you could come right now and look a year in the future and look at my list right here of all these PRC-20's I got and what the prices would be, like, you would so gladly be like, okay, I'm not screwing this up right now. I'm going to just take what I have and put it away and not touch it, because holy shit. And I really feel like the PRC-20's here are going to outperform the shit out of Pulse, PulseX, HEX, all of them. Like, yeah, they're going to do great, but they ain't going to touch if you get into the right PRC-20. I mean, look at what P-Die did earlier. Tropa, look, A1A. Holy shit. Axis. Shout out Axis, bro. He was, he pulled it off with his coin. $10 billion market cap. He's now number 6. Like, literally, Axis has cracked the top 6 in market cap. That just shows you what a delusional metric it really is. And he just crossed the $10 billion mark. So he's now sitting at number 7 ahead of Solana. So shout out Axis. Your coin is now at a $10.1 billion market cap. And that is awesome. Westcott banned me for saying P-Die Tropa is still up 4x. Bro, that could be a good thing. Count it as a blessing. What up, Viewsy? How are you? Good to see you. All right, guys. So, yeah, we got Texan pumping like crazy. Some random other, my gem Anchor up to 3,000 now. $350 in liquidity. This is one that I'm going to take pleasure in being like, yup, I called this one early. We all got in when there was no liquidity. It's one of the last blue chips that's on Ethereum that's been around last cycle. That is part of the liquid staking, the DeFi narrative that's going to come back again. And yeah, I love it. Anchor, synthetics, frac shares, Rocket Pools, Lido, Compound, Render, Time, Aave. Those are all the blue chips that I'm stacking. So that's my strategy. Go after the DeFi, the stuff on Ethereum, the Aaves. We already forked it over here. So I just hope that Hart's Law brings these coins to parity. We start to get one or two, even Shib's, another one. I got to rebuy that bag. And Pepe. The meme coins are going to come back again. Teddy, Pepe, Shib, you know, the HOA, the Tang Gang. Shout out to those guys. They're crushing it on social media. So, yeah, guys, exciting times are ahead, especially when you see stuff like this. I was on stream last week talking about how Chase Bank in their UK was banning crypto for some of their, I don't even know what it was, for certain payments or certain entities you weren't allowed to use their services for. Well, look at what happens a week later. Chase Bank customers can now pay mortgages using crypto through FCS Pay. So Chase Bank banned crypto payment or crypto. No, they didn't ban. They banned buying crypto through their banks in Europe because it was so shady or whatever. But now Chase Bank customers can use Bitcoin, ETH, SHIB, XRP, Doge, Binance, Tether, and USD for credit card bills, loans, and mortgages. So, guys, this is happening so fast. You know, this is huge. In a significant development in the world of finance, Chase Bank, a subsidiary of who? Oh, JP Morgan, has teamed up with FCS Pay, a Canadian blockchain processor, to offer customers the option of paying their credit card bills and loans with crypto. Why? So they can stack their bags and get stupid people to use their crypto to pay their bills. Actually, I shouldn't say that. You're stupid if you do it right now in the lows. But at the top, oh, if you're going to sell and exit out, you know, whatever, that's smart. It's basically part of your exit strategy. But I think that this is super bullish. Because as much as people hate XRP and they hate on it, XRP is the chosen one. XLM is a chosen one. That's just how the world works. And Ripple was such a threat to the banks. The fact that you saw all of them come together to sue them. When's the last time any of the banks were on the same page? They're all trying to get at each other's throat, steal customers from each other, but they could all agree that Ripple needed to be stopped because they were so far ahead. And guys, I just see where the writing on the wall, where this is all going, and how, you know, the XRP ledger is the network that's going to move all the money around, where all the assets are going to be built, all the tokenized assets, tokenized bonds, all these cryptos are going to have bonds. Well, actually, I don't know, because that's what they want, is to tokenize them into bonds, but they don't earn yield. And that's the problem. And that's where I think they're going to sell these derivatives while they use Ethereum and get 8%, while they stake with Hedera and get 6%. That way they can earn yield and sell garbage to their customers. You know, just right now with China, with Russia, with the United States, we're all buying Bitcoin right now. The countries are. And in the future, you're not going to be a legitimate player at the world stage if you don't own crypto assets. Like the dollar, all these fiats are collapsing. And gold is great, but for the next generation, for the younger kids, for you know, people like us who see what crypto can be used for, the good and also the bad. You know, it's just like, and that's the thing that kind of, with like the CBDCs, with this and that, yeah, they're awful, but we could still make money on it. You know, the infrastructure that the CBDCs are going to be running on is most likely going to be public blockchains that we're going to use. Everything in the future is going to all be interoperable. All the liquidity from all these different blockchains is going to come together. And one of the companies that's going to do that is Quant with their Hyperledger. And this article here talks about how VeChain is partnering with Deloitte, Norges Bank, and more to join Hyperledger's elite ranks. So Hyperledger, if you guys don't know, It is a foundation, and it's basically in everybody of the who's who around the world. I mean, just look at who's on here. You know, Casper Labs, Consensus, Accenture, IBM, Fujitsu. I mean, everybody in the world. And they are building solutions, enabling developers, enterprises, and organizations to build, share, and enhance blockchain frameworks and tools. Enterprise grade, highly secure, interoperable, crypto agnostic, all complete with APIs. And Quant is at the heart of this. And I know a lot of people kind of get fudded out on it because Quant doesn't really release that much data. You can't really see what's going on. But how they're a white label service. And so you don't need, you don't necessarily need to use Quant. You can use a different version of their service that caters to you. And, Quant, I look at it as the new Ethereum, in portfolios. Everybody that I work with, I say to build your portfolio. If they have a ton of ETH, I want them to have just as much Quant, because ETH is just not sustainable for the long run. I can't see ETH unless, ETH 3.0, which Casper Labs is pretty much doing what ETH wants to get to in God knows how many years it's going to be. So I think this stuff moves so fast that other technologies are going to come and kind of engulf Ethereum. And I just look at Quant with what they're doing and with what they're building, with who they're working with. Banks, investment firms, and financial institutions to help central banks with digital currencies, programmable money, and other tokenized assets into their businesses. And tokenized assets, that's the thing that excites me. That they're already saying it's going to be a $16 trillion industry by 2030. So that, to me, that means it's going to be $25 trillion industry. It's going to be a lot bigger. And Quant, they're part of the Hyperledger Foundation, and they're working to bring public services, public blockchains, and companies to public blockchains, bringing all the government services to public blockchains, tokenizing everything in the world, bringing it to public blockchains, giving it value, allowing us to trade it. Imagine being able to buy a piece of the Golden Gate Bridge, the Eiffel Tower, what they're going to be. Whoa, got wrecked with the camera there. Got a little excited. So, we're going to be able to buy the craziest things in the future. I can't even wrap my head around some of the stuff that is going to be tokenized that we're going to be able to buy. Like, it's going to get crazy. So you have the Hyperledger Foundation is working with all these businesses, all these blockchains to bring interoperability, to bring everybody together. And Quant is at the heart of that. And LCX is an exchange out of Liechtenstein that is partnered with Quant. They released Quant has a QRC-20 called Galileo Protocol, which is a new standard of coin that is released, and they're on LCX. And these guys are trying to work with all the different blockchains, and they're working to, bring all of this stuff into one platform. How their exchange works is it's basically how we use like 9inch and Pitius as DEX aggregators for our little PulseChain ecosystem. Imagine a DEX aggregator for every single exchange in the world. And that's what pretty much LCX is doing. Their exchange goes around and searches the best prices on every exchange in the world. So this is for the big money, for hedge funds, for the big money. They've been around now 5 years, 9 regulatory registrations, and the Liechtenstein, that country, is one of the richest in Europe. And it looks like it's some kind of like tax shelter. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's such a tiny country, and the amount of money and businesses there, it's just, and it's right next to Switzerland too, I believe. So, I try to think, where's this stuff going in the future? It's great to be in the meme coins and have fun and trade with, in and out of the stuff that's pumping. But I want to leave blue chip coins to my kids. I want my kids to say, yeah, grandpa dumbass over there somehow stumbled his way into a fortune when everyone else was saying, oh, this shit sucks. It's like Sami. I love him, but he shits on every single coin out there, every single major coin. And it's like, you don't think 2 or 3 of those coins are going to be around in 20 years from now? So these are generational entry points, if you could think that long term. And, that's how I think. I look at with Hedera too. We have a problem right now with anonymity, with being able on the blockchain. Everything you do is tracked. I can't do anything without leaving a trail. And that's a problem for businesses. You can't have that when you're a hedge fund. I can't go into a financial advisor's office down the road and just open up his door and say, all right, let me see everything you're doing. Let me see your bread and butter. What's the secret sauce here? That's just not how it works. You need to have stuff private. And that Hedera is building this with their decentralized identity. They're issuing, verifying, and revoking identity credentials for users and devices. The Hedera consensus service is using the open DID specs developed by the working group, offering builders on Hedera the ability to manage credentials through their life cycle in a secure, standards-based, and privacy-respecting manner. So Hedera, in my opinion, is solving some of the most important stuff that's going to onboard the masses. Having a seed phrase that you got to write down, make a copy of, hide it somewhere, pray you don't lose it, pray you don't get hacked. Like, I don't want that. I want to be able to use something where I pay, a couple dollars a year and my seed phrases are scattered around the blockchain and I don't have to worry about it. And there's an algorithm that goes around and constantly monitors and makes sure everything is good. And this is the type of stuff that we need for the next generation of stuff that's going to come on the blockchain. Supply chains, how big that's going to be. Everything we're going to buy in the future is going to be RFID chipped and tracked. All your milk from the store, all your eggs, all your coffee, you're going to be able to scan it and say, all right, is this really Jamaican blue coffee that was grown in Jamaica? Or is this some knockoff that some asshole just threw in a bag? And you'll be able to see where everything was made, where it was produced. And that goes for everything from cars to jewelry to computers. I mean, everything you're going to be able to see where it was made, where the parts came from, where it was assembled, when it was assembled, everything. And that's like 50 to 100 transactions per item that you see. Now imagine every item on the world, all those huge shipping ports that you see with just stacks of containers on them. Everything inside of those RFID chipped, and 2/3 of it running on Hedera, because it's one of the only ledgers that can scale endlessly. So I'm so bullish on Hedera. And, last thing too, guys, that makes me bullish is we got Magic, Mushrooms, Hemp, and Kratom can now be certified with the Avalanche blockchain. So Blockticity has minted NFTs which aim to certify the authenticity of mushrooms, hemp, and kratom. The plan is to authenticate a large batch of cannabis products using the same NFTs. Thousands of certificates right there of roughly $275 million of goods have been minted using the Avalanche blockchain. So this right here, on top of all the stuff Avalanche is doing in Korea, they're launching their game, partnered with Amazon Web Service. Like, that's why I want to hold Avalanche. I found it last bull run early when it was like $5 or $6, and it was right when Luna was getting really popular. And I had a lot of people ask me about Luna, and every one of them I steered into Avalanche. I didn't have one client or anyone I knew that bought Luna. They all bought Avalanche, and they're going to be happier this cycle than they were the previous cycle. They've built a ton more, and they've separated themselves as one of the premier L1s. And a lot of these assholes out here are just going to shit on it and this and that. But it's like, at some point, it's who you know in this world. And you can have the greatest technology, but if you don't know the right people, you're shit out of luck. And when you have someone that's making all the partnerships like that, doing the right things, it's inevitable that they're going to be there to succeed. And that's the stuff that's what I realized in my 10 years of doing real estate, and working with retailers, working with corporations, working with business owners, working with landlords, the whole spectrum. You get to see how it's all who you know. You know, you could have the best piece of real estate in town. Actually, that's not a good example. You could have a really good piece of real estate in town and another piece that's a mile down the road in a shittier location, but they would come and get a better tenant, and your building will sit there empty when you have the best location and you can't figure out why. You have everything makes sense for them to come to your spot, but they didn't. They chose another place because of the relationship that person had. And that's how business works. It's all about who you know. And a lot of these like Twitter warriors, these antisocial influencers, they have no real world influence. They've never been and done business in the real world. And I have, 10 years of commercial real estate. And it just opens your eyes up to a lot of stuff. You start to see behind the scenes, you start talking to business owners in different industries, you start picking their brains on how all the different industries work, from doctors to medical groups to guys that run storage places I met a guy that ran trailer parks and made a fortune. That was his thing. He went in and bought trailer parks that were doing terrible, and he renovated them, and he made $50 million or something doing it. And it's just like you hear these people's stories and it like motivates you. And then combined with like, it's all who you know. So I put that to my research in crypto. You can have the greatest stuff, but the partnerships matter. And that's what I look at. When I look at like the top 100, the top 200, it's the stuff that like Filecoin, their competitor is Siacoin, SC. And why, if you look at them on the surface, you would go with Siacoin all day. Better tokenomics and less inflation. But Filecoin is partnered with Lockheed Martin and the MIS. They also have other huge partnerships. And those partnerships are going to bring them to the top. And they're going to make them the go-to for cloud storage in the future. In 10 years from now, Filecoin is going to be the go-to, in my opinion. XLM is going to be the public blockchain where 75% of the world's tokenized assets are. The XRP ledger is going to be where 90% of cross-border transactions happen on the XRP ledger, in my opinion. I think, let's look it up. Hedera is the DLT that supply chains are going to use. It's the only thing that can scale to where if you're Walmart or you're Amazon, you need something that is as fast as Hedera. And there's only a few choices out there. And I just don't see what's being built right now that's going to come and steal the shine from all these companies that have been building since like 2015, 2016. Chainlink, another one that if Quant, so Chainlink and Quant are my favorite for interoperability. Polkadot was the one I loved last cycle, was really bullish on it. But now I start to see Polkadot has dropped the ball. The parachains, all that, it's a nightmare. People don't like it, but they still have a lot of developers. So do I hold the bag still? Yeah. I have a couple hundred Polkadot in my long-term IRA for never touching again. But Quant and Chainlink are my two favorites for interoperability. And if Quant doesn't work out, if Chainlink with CCIP can do everything, they're working with Swift. That's all the money, says Sami. Well, bro, guess what? The BIS is on a different level than Swift. The BIS is the biggest bank in the world. And when Quant is working with them, when Ripple's working with the BIS, that's a whole different ballgame than Swift and Chainlink. So there's levels to everything. So I want to go to the top. So that's who the companies, the cryptos I invest in, are the people working with the biggest companies, the governments of the world. Who's working with the government of Australia to do all their stable coins and stuff? It's mostly Hedera, XLM, and some Ethereum. Algorand is a sleeping giant too, in my opinion. Gary Gensler didn't hype them up at MIT for a reason. That Silvio McCallie guy is a genius. The Clinton Foundation, is big behind Algorand. Like, you start to see this stuff, and after being here for 4 years and researching, and there's just as bullish as I am on all these, I was bullish on VeChain and Zilliqa and Matic and XRP and XLM all last cycle, and Polkadot. And now it's like, okay, out of that last cycle, 50% of the coins that my 2 years of research did, now 2 years later, I don't like them anymore for whatever reason. Each is a different reason. Casper is another one that I love. Down in the dumps right now, 11% staking. I have it on my ledger locked up. I don't have to touch it. XDC, another one I'm super bullish on. Now, the financial messaging industry, $1 trillion. And XDC is working at disrupting all of that. I have friends who launch projects on XDC. They went to the conference in Austin, Texas last month. And I asked them, I picked their brain. I talked to them for hours about what they like, what they don't like. And what I see from XDC is they're working with a lot of banks, and they're doing a lot of stuff with settlement and the financial system and financial services, financial messaging. So when I talk to people in real life who are building there, know people who are building and are like fully submersed in that blockchain, am I going to listen to that person, or am I going to go listen to some PulseChain or HEX influencer telling me that all these coins suck? It's like, you really got to step back and not get fudded out, because these are opportunities that you're going to look back and really regret not getting into. It's just like the stuff on PulseChain. If you regret not getting into PDI, if you regretted not getting into Tropa, imagine if you listened to the just stake your HEX and don't do anything. 5555 only. Yay. Richard Hart only. Only real cryptos. You'd be fucking wrecked compared to everybody else. So that's a great thing to say when everything's going up. But when just stake it and forget is clearly getting destroyed by everybody that is in these meme coins, PDI, it's like, bro, you got to start adapting. Like, as much as I love HEX, it's always going to be here, but I really worry that liquid staking is going to fuck HEX, because who in their right mind is going to want to lock something up and not be able to touch that liquidity when every other DeFi protocol, from Linqto to FracShares to Rocket Pools to Saucerswap, everywhere else you stake, you have access to that liquidity. So it's going to, every year that goes by, it's going to make HEX more of a dinosaur, more of a dinosaur, more of a dinosaur. And people don't want to hear that shit. And these guys that our lives are based on them being able to live off of HEX and they're retired because of it, they have to say that shit. They can't afford to fund their own bags. So I'm not that person. And it sucks when people that don't have it like that listen to those things and they make those moves and then they get wrecked and say, what the hell happened? And then it turns them off. They don't want to come back, and then they miss out on the best time to re-enter, the best time to buy back in, because they had such a horrifying experience watching all their gains evaporate. It's like, dude, I don't want to touch it again. And you got to have a strong mind to be able to watch your bag go to $1 million and back down to 30 grand and not be able to do a damn thing about it. And I have not made a HEX stake in 3 years. I don't see why the hell I would ever stake HEX again, because the bear markets are so brutal. And anyone that tells you this next bear market is not going to be worse, if not just as bad as this one, block them, delete them, unfollow right now, because this next bear market that's coming is going to be just as catastrophic. So for you to stake your HEX for more than 2 years right now, I think it's crazy. Because if you go into the next bear market and we have another 85% dip, you are now wrecked. You would have been better off selling and rebuying with stable coins at the bottom of the next bear market. I don't know anybody, any of the HEX OGs that I talk to, that won't tell you that. I regret not keeping more liquid. I regret staking as much as I did. But it'll work out great in the long term, but for the next 12 years, you're going to miss out on the biggest gains in the cycles. And I feel like it's going to make people suicidal watching that go I'm going to start calling 5555 stakes the potential suicide stake, because a lot of people aren't going to have the mindset to think, oh my God, it's going to be 7 years before I can nuke this and get anything else back. So it really is playing these cycles, and this next bear market is going to be just as brutal. So selling the next bull market and getting out and re-entering, you will outperform everybody by a mile that just stakes and says, I'll just stake and not do anything. It's bad idea if you have the brain power and the mindset to do better. Bobby, what up, my man? But out of the loop, still holding my bags. What's causing Impede Itropa to sell off? Is it paper hands or issue with the projects? It is nothing, Bobby. It is par for the course. This is the price you pay for the world's best performing asset, according to one Sir Ricardo Corazon. I was saying all along, I don't think we broke the downtrend for any of these coins, but I'm not a chart expert. I don't know. Maybe we did. But if this heads back down the next week, I'm going to be a little bit worried. But this is the same dip we had twice already, Bobby. So we had a huge sell-off after run-up, little run-up, sell-off, huge run-up, sell-off, huge run-up, sell-off. And now I think we're going to repeat again. This is par for the course. Rinses out the weak hands. But we got diamond hands in this community, bro. We really do. And I'm not worried at all. Pulse Reflection's doing its thing still. Crushing it. Axis, oh my God, $11,000, bro. He told me to get some too. Oh my God. I'm an idiot. I didn't FOMO into a $10,000 top. God damn it. You suck at crypto. Oh, man. Shout out Axis, bro. That's awesome. I'm happy for everybody that made money in that. I'm happy for you guys. Of course, they letting you pay with crypto. Of course, we're at the bottom. Hey, right, bro? They just want to load up. Can you take Liechtenstein without a Nazi salute? Liechtenstein. It all started on a napkin. Monty Metzger, the Monty M. Metzger, the triple M, has been evangelized, but whatever. Regardless, guys, they have LCX. The token is like 4 cents right now. I think it's a sleeper for the long term. In my opinion, I already see what they're doing with exchanges, with them trying to consolidate, get rid of everybody. And I got this email yesterday from Bitstamp, which I thought was really interesting. I've been so bullish on Stellar. It's one of my favorite coins out here. It's one of my top 5s for long-term holds. Stellar, HBAR, Casper, XDC, and PulseChain. HEX, the Richard Hart ecosystem. Those are my top 5 right now. And the fact that through Bitstamp is one of the biggest, oldest exchanges around the world. Ripple now owns a part of it. Very interesting. Ripple's buying into exchanges. That's weird. And now they're really highlighting USDC transfers on the Stellar blockchain. Why? Making your crypto transactions more smoother and efficient, enjoying significantly reduced transaction costs compared to Ethereum's ERC20 network. There you go, guys. I don't see Ethereum being the one long term. It's going to be around. It's going to be used because of the VC dumbass America that does not understand this technology. And if they do, they want to see their babies win. And we're a long time from utility driving the market. I think it's the 2027, 2028 bull market where strictly utility matters. I think we're going to see a lot of projects disappear and die this bear market because legislation's coming, and it's going to force people to mandatory KYC, follow all the laws, whatever. And anyone that was shady in the past or wanted to be a rug or had no intentions of building out, they're going to be gone. So I think this is going to be like the great purging of a lot of projects this bear market, and a lot of people are going to get stuck holding bags that pretty much go to zero. And that's just part of the game. But Stellar is not going to be one of those coins. And Stellar is not going to be one that disappoints you long term. You know, everyone needs blue chips outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem. Everyone needs a foundation to their portfolio. And to not have XLM in there, you're going to regret it in the future big time. You know, what's better? You know, what's faster? What's more scalable? What's got bigger partners? What's got, more importantly, a bigger foundation that's giving money to developers to build? The Stellar Foundation and the HBAR Foundation are some of the biggest foundations out there in crypto, and they are purely dedicated to growing their ecosystems. So imagine Richard Hart said, all right, guys, I'm going to take 25% of the sacrifice funds and use it for developing. And imagine if he came out with a plan to do that. That's what these foundations are doing. You know, Richard Hart Foundation hasn't done shit with his millions of dollars for the ecosystem yet. Will he? I think so. But that's what these other foundations are doing. So listen to people that do the research, guys. If people come to me with facts to dispute all the stuff I'm talking about, I'll gladly listen and tell you everything. But still to this day, nobody has. So that's my rant for tonight, guys. You know, things are so bullish right now. You know, be smart. Don't listen to idiots out there that really don't know. Listen to people with smaller followings. Listen to people that don't get all the recognition in the mainstream. You know, every ecosystem has influencers, has streamers that are phenomenal. And if you need, I can point you in the direction in some that I follow personally. For, you know, XDC, I got people. For XLM, I have certain people I listen to. For XRP, for Ripple Labs, for Gold, for, I mean, you name it, there's awesome streamers. You guys all know, but it's just finding those people and listening to them and realizing, oh shit, there's a lot more going on here than I really thought, because you don't have time to look into everything. I don't have time to look into everything. And I spend probably 4 to 6 hours a day listening to streams on 1.75x speed. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I listen to Ivan every morning to start off my morning, and then, you know, listen to some Paul Barron Network to see what's going on with like mainstream stuff. You know, I'll go and check out to see if what's going on in the Zen world. Check out the Richard Hart ecosystem. Catch some morning shows. Like, my day revolves around crypto. That's all I do, is research these projects, listen to calls in ecosystems, get in discords, listen to calls. It's like these people that fund these coins. It's like, all right, so have you listened to hours of the CEO give interviews? Have you listened to hours of the foundations talk and tell you about what they're doing? So you hear all that, and you're going to still be like, oh yeah, well, the inflation, or it's never going to break its all-time high, or yeah, well, it's just like, man, keep thinking that way. I know I've never been more bullish. I've never been more confident in the coins that I own. And yeah, guys, XRP YouTubers. I like my boy Lift Capital. Ted over there is awesome. He's XRP, XLM, XDC, basically ISO stuff. My boy Harley, just stayed with him in New York at the proper party. I've never met him, but I watch his streams. He's as good as they come, in my opinion. For XLM, I like Nodi Crypto. He's really good. XRP. Oh, for XRP, I like Darren Moore. I like Mickey B. Fresh. Mickey B. Fresh is one of my favorite. I listen to Kevin Cage for like HBAR, for charts. Yeah, Waters Above, if you like that. Demetria, if you want to go real hard and suffer Demetria. Yeah, I mean, if you like that gematria, yeah, Waters Above. But yeah, stay away from, I mean, yeah, like Digital Asset Investor, the Bearable Bulls they're terrible, honestly. Bearable Bull's been so wrong about so much. You know, I think yeah, I would say Darren Moore. I would say Crypto Erie is pretty good. It's tough though. You know, I follow more of like the Ripple Lab stuff. with the Linqto guys, Ray Fuentes, Joe over there at Linqto. They hold spaces all the time. And Linda P. Jones is a huge Ripple bull. She's a gold bull. So there's a lot that, I just stay away from like the Bit Boys, the Moon, the Lambo guys, altcoin dailies. They're all just paid shills. Like our channel, they will not allow us monetization. Like they're like, yep, you got to get to 1,000 subscribers. They banned our channel twice, shadow banned us forever. It took us a year and a half to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're at 1,200 now within 3 weeks. So it's like we got 20% in 3 weeks, and it took a year and a half to get 1,000. And no one gets alerts, and they denied us for monetization. So it's I'm never going to be pumped to the mainstream. I'm never going to be promoted because they're never going to be able to make shit off of me. And if you can't make money off people, then you're never going to be promoted. And that's just the unfortunate reality of streaming now. But I know where this is going. And I see, like with Tune FM, with Galaxy on Hedera, a lot of these different platforms that are being built for creators that are going to be decentralized, where there's going to be no one running them. You can do whatever you want. You get your following. They get paid to watch your content, and that's where it's going. That's part of the other reason some of the stuff I love on. Oh yeah, that's right. Lindsay reminded me they just put out a thing for November 3rd, the next karate event. So I'm not going to be at a bachelor party. I'm not going to screw up sending in the coins too late this time. So I will 100% be letting all you know how to do it, when to do it. So you have to have your coins in there 24 hours before betting opens up. I didn't know that. I sent them in like 2 hours before, and I could only bet with what I had left in there from last time. So I got screwed over, but we got an event coming up in like 3 weeks. So you guys are going to earn a ton of free crypto here. Like I'm going to show you how to make free crypto. Like it's so easy. Download Hashpack Wallet. Swap something for Hedera. You can bridge some of your freaking teddy bear, swap it for wrapped ETH, bridge it over to Ethereum, send it to Atomic Wallet, swap it for HBAR, get it in Hashpack, get your karate, bet the shit out of these fights. The ones you win, that you get paid. The ones you lose, you don't get the money taken out. So this is a great opportunity to earn a bunch of free coins. Then you can take your winnings and buy some Galaxy, buy some Saucerswap, shit, even build your bag of Hedera and then send out what you took out from PulseChain or whatever bag. So it's a great opportunity to make free crypto. Like people don't think it's true. They think it's a fake thing. Yeah, Bobby, you can only win, bro. You can't lose. It's called up only gaming, where you cannot lose. It's their motto. Best of all, you can't lose anything. That's up only gaming. How it works is that you don't lose. They don't say right here, right? This guy, you bet 20,000 on him, and he's a 70% favorite. So you get like 30%. You bet 20,000, you win like 7,500 or whatever. And then if you lose, they don't take it out of your account. It just sits there, and then you can just send it right back out of your wallet the next day, and they pay the next day. So I love it. And that's how they pay the inflation of the contract, of the coins. It goes to the bettors. And they just announced too an event they're doing in Las Vegas right before the Leon Edwards Colby Covington fight. And I think they might put it on pay-per-view too. So guys, I think this project's gonna blow up. I really do. Like it's got everything. I'm super excited for it. And I'm gonna have a big bag because it's free. So we'll talk more about it in the near future. But yeah, every one of you guys are going to win a bunch of free coins at no risk. And you're going to be able to build your bags and start to build your bags on Hedera because of this. So that's the value that I give you here at Vibra. Only the winners, only the best stuff. And we're going to keep it that way. So like, share, subscribe, and smash the like button because we ain't ever getting monetized. And that's the best way to show people that our like to view ratio is with the best of them out there. So that's all I got for tonight, guys. That's exactly 1 hour on the dot, and we're going to wrap it up here.